Well, people, it's time for another episode, and you'll never guess what's happened. I, of course, have messed up the guest. Again, can you believe it? Maple Booster's not on until the next episode. But for some reason, he messaged me through the week, and my twisted analog mindset said, right, that means he's on Monday. Absolutely not. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to go through some new stuff that we've had in our guitar world. We're also going to discuss the future of the show and where we want to take it. And we really want to take questions from you guys and also pointers on where you think we should go with our show and just guests in general. And we'll also answer anything else that you want to know. Today's amazing co-host is, as ever,
Gen X, John Mulholland, Space Wolf, aka that guy.
And I can see we've got everyone in the chat. We've got James Cuff.
Oh, yeah.
Craze Fandango, Dan Mincher, Dave Barry, the usual suspects.
Love to see you all. Love to see you all. Hey, Bandit Cuber, evening. Nice to see you.
Hello, mate. How's it going?
First time I've recognized your avatar there. I'm waiting to see some Clippy show up.
I think he was on the last episode.
My powers of observation were a little bit weak last episode. Let me tell you, last episode, my right thyroid, and apparently it's looking like it's my left thyroid, but my right thyroid was swollen like crazy. When I went up and fixed the HVAC issue that I told you about, there was all kinds of rodent remnants around there. And I think I got into some crazy stuff. So I became the druid that I am and broke out the apothecarians and, I nipped it in the bud, but I was amazed I was even coherent last podcast. I was,
Mate,
it's probably why I was talking about
cheers, Craze Fandango.
Speedos.
Yeah. Craze Fandango in the chat there, asking everyone to like and subscribe. Please do. It helps YouTube.
Yes.
And
please,
basically, let's them know that we bring value.
Please check out the music of Craze Fandango as well. Man, that guy.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
So he posted the video of the Randy Rhoads distortion today.
Yeah.
And he's
just I was all over
harmonics and dynamics. Mate, what is going on with that? It definitely didn't sound like that when I was playing it. Like all the pedals.
That's the thing. It's the synergy, man. There's little secrets hidden in certain pathways, and you need the right gnomes to dig them out.
Oh, mate, I think it's the foot switch placement. It's right in the middle.
It's got to be just right in the middle, right in the mouth,
yeah.
Right where it needs to be for him, for sure. Could you imagine if you'd have put that off to the side? He'd have given you so much shite, mate.
I know. Well, I was planning on doing it, but the tiger, lion, jaguar, some right arguments going on over that.
It's not a jaguar. It's a fucking tiger. It's a fucking tiger, mate. It's a tiger. Have you ever seen a tiger?
Have you ever seen a car called a jaguar? Yes. Have you seen a car called a tiger? No.
No, but I've never seen a Jaguar logo that has the look of a tiger on it. It looks like a fucking jaguar. Because I've seen jaguars, I've seen tigers, I've seen lions, I've seen bears. I've seen bears. I've gone berry picking with bears. I know the animals, mate. Come on.
It's a tiger. It's a tiger that identifies as a jaguar. Argue with that.
You're DEI.
Dead. Right.
I think it's a pussycat. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Hey.
Well, to be fair, mate, they sold out like a treat. So.
Mrs. Slocum would approve.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you how much of an Anglophile I am. If I know who Mrs. Slocum is. Are you being served?
Are you being served? Oh, Justin Drawbridge is on. Hello, mate. Hope you're well.
Hey! So good to see you, Justin.
Hey, I've got the world's biggest news ever. So I had this idea for the video, like I do, as if one guitar isn't enough. I was like, I'm going to see Oasis soon if I haven't told everyone for the billionth time. And and I got looking for an Oasis guitar, the old Supernova. I was like, I really want a Supernova, but I can't play one before I buy one because there just isn't one in the area. And every review I read, it says that the necks are slim or narrow, and I'm just like, I don't like that. It'll end up being an ornament. And then Gibson released the Les Paul, which was like 15 grand. There's only 20 of them. They're now like 18 grand to buy the cheapest. Like, how am I going to get one of these? So I've bought this, and for the video, I'm going to change it into the Noel Gallagher Les Paul.
What do I see?
A 1970s.
What is this thing that stands before me?
Yeah, so
okay, a 1970s.
Yeah, someone's hollowed it out as well, so it's like
it's a real one.
Like.
It's a real 70s.
Yeah, real one.
Oh, mate, you might have a little bit of a Tinker's Gym there.
It's going to have like white pick guard and all that, like the Oasis one. And I've even this is how deep I've gone. I've even made up for some of the shows. Noel had like an Oasis sticker on his pick guard that a fan made for him, and it's the same font, but the letters are closer together. So I've even made that to the right dimensions and stuff.
Sweet.
I've ordered it anyway. So that's going to be a project for YouTube.
Let's see. Daniel Mincher says Oasis stink, just an FYI. And I have to say I agree.
Dan, John, let me be really, really honest and sincerely when I say go fuck yourself.
Whoa, hey.
There you go. Serves you right. Yeah. Look at this. All I'm going to say,
like,
Dan, you're only as good as your
Wings of Pegasus. Wings of Pegasus has like shown you what you're going to see. You're going to see auto pitch and pre-recorded tracks. The Dirty Secret. I've been there. I've watched legends do karaoke in front of you without
seen the
just lip syncing. Yeah, I've worked behind the scenes, but it's what you make of it. And also,
there's no way they're lip syncing. I've seen the whole concert on YouTube.
Yeah, they're not lip syncing, but they're auto correcting. They're like
there's just no way.
Yeah,
you're talking about two scallies from Manchester. There's just no way. I don't believe it.
Well, look up Wings of Pegasus' analysis.
No, mate,
I'll tell you what you're going to see.
I believe that happens, but I just don't think it's them.
Well,
anyway, I would pay $2,000 to have them come and lip sync the words in front of me.
I mean, hey, Arab Sheiks used Arab Sheiks used to pay James Brown $60,000 just to show up and play a 45-minute concert and not even sing, just dance around and shout. So
yeah, fair play if you can still dance.
If you can do it, mate, do it. Yeah. That's what I say.
Oh, but I'm buzzing, mate. So I wanted the guitar, now I found it. So I'm happy, and I think it'll make a great video.
Let's see.
Here we go. So a 70s LP. This is from Bandicuba. 70s LP custom.
I'm reading it right now.
Sunburst is his dream guitar. So good. A white one would have been cool. So because of Randy Rhoads, he says, right. Well, I had a 1993 white Les Paul custom, but it had a real skinny neck and some woman. I nearly said a profanity then. Some woman knocked it over. She knocked it over with her pram in Sayers, the bakery. I had it resting up against the wall while I was paying for my coffee and waiting to get the coach home, Navy travel, all that. And she knocked it with the pram and it fell over in the hard case and snapped the neck. So
it seems to be the curse of those. It was a white Les Paul, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know how many white Les Pauls I have fixed that exact same neck break on in my 30-some odd years as a luthier?
Yeah.
It seems like there's more of them than any others. And the same story, it falls over in the case and the damn thing pops.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I've got a
and they're all from the same era too.
Well, this was a 93, but the one I've got
exactly.
now
No, it's the same. It's the same era.
Well, the one I've got now is a 74. It's got the lute, but it's a mahogany neck. So it's not. They hadn't gone to maple, and it was built in Kalamazoo because 75 they switched the building in Nashville.
Yep. No,
so it's an old Kalamazoo.
I'm very familiar with that. I've seen the transitions, and also the SG market, the 70s SGs, the early 70s SGs, the ones that you want are the ones that are built in Kalamazoo. You don't want the Nashville ones. The Nashville ones blow apart in your hands on stage.
There's a 69 Batwing SG with P90s in, so it's like their Townsend thing for about 3,900 by me, and I was so tempted.
3,900 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tempted, and I was like, it's the Oasis thing. I was just the chance of creating the Oasis guitar. The pickups have been changed, the bridge has been changed, so it's not original. So I'll keep the pots and stuff because they're original, but things like the pickups, they've got modern high output Gibson things in, so I'll swap them. But,
oh
yeah. Jimmy Smith, get in. I like, mate, how's it going? He says, any luck selling your Super Joe? Me Showman. So Defender Showman's up for sale if anyone's interested. No, not so far. There's a lot of people interested, but no one has bought. And also same with the Strat. No one seems interested in that. So, just means I get to play them for longer.
So James Cuff brings up a point like, amazing how far quality has come. Used to be a lottery. 300 will get you a gig-worthy guitar nowadays.
Absolutely.
Well, now that depends, like, what units are you talking about? $300, 300 pounds? Because
he's English, so I'm going to say probably pounds.
Okay, then yeah, I agree. Because $300 will not get you a gig-worthy guitar unless you get really fucking lucky.
Well, here that's like a Squire. A Squire
500, like 500 pounds or $500, in the US, which is probably about the equivalent, roughly. I mean,
I think it's less than that. Less than that now, and it's about $350.
Like I said, I was getting ready to give you the caveat of, like, you just go check the price on anything in a given day, and it's jumping all around. But
I think if you go to Andertons, they have their own brand called West Coast or East Coast, and they're for the money.
I'm familiar with them, yeah.
Or for the money, mate, they are. I mean, some of them come with steel frets, I believe, and stuff like that. Stainless frets. It costs you the price of the guitar to get your guitar refretted.
Well, I've seen some, designs that are being executed in overseas factories with strict oversight and quality control and stuff like that are pretty mind-bending. But I'll tell you, for the best longevity of investment is I would go for like the made in Mexico stuff from Fender. Yeah. I would go for anything that you can find Korean from Epiphone.
Here's a good point. Epiphones go for over $1,000 now. 1,200 quid.
Probably Korean Epiphones go for that, or Japanese. The Japanese Epiphones are insane, and the US ones are like out of reach. They're in like the.
Do you find this too, John? Dave Barry says stainless steel frets eat your tools. I mean, I've never.
Oh yeah. Well, they also eat your strings. My favorite fret wire that I've discovered in all of the different formulations that I've ever used is something that's called Evo by, I believe it's Jeskar.
Is that the gold stuff?
Yeah, and it's titanium alloy. It does take diamond tools to work with, but once you master it and polish it, it is one of those fret it once and forget it. It's going to last longer than maybe 2 or 3 generations. The neck will wear out before your frets will wear out.
I've got a question.
And it's easy on your strings.
Could you handle a gold look to the frets? I mean, for the Les Paul Custom, yeah, absolutely. But
I can handle a gold look to the frets because that was like the original frets because they were brass before anybody even knew what nickel frets were. So you're going like super retro. You just need to have. Hey, we've got a Clippy. I was wondering. I was hoping a Clippy would.
Mate, I seen this lately.
It's time. It's
Poland 1939. Do you want to tell me what's the Clippy?
What's the Clippy? The Clippy is we've had enough. We've had enough of all you billionaires. Bill Gates, go fuck yourself. Quit trying to block out the sun. Quit trying to release mosquitoes with the vaccines on people. Clippy used to be okay. Quit trying to screw us with technology. We're sick of it. We're going to be the 99%. We're going to go John Galt on you. So yeah, Clippy. Clippy for real.
You've got to say, keep inventing good cameras and also audio.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're keep that going, hey, let's take the reins off invention. That's the thing. That's the thing I'm so pissed about is the 1951 Act, where you can't invent anything that supposedly would be dangerous to existing businesses. You can't invent a car that'll get 200 miles a gallon on water using a simple electrolytic process because they'll buy your patent and you can't make it because it's a threat to the oil industry. We're tired of it. We're tired of it.
Is that why
no one's done it? Is because they buy it up or they kill you if you refuse. That's the truth. That's the truth, and I'm fucking through with it.
Serious question though. Is that why no one's invented another good guitar shape since the Gibson SG?
Pretty much. I mean, you'll get sued. Well, they have. They've invented lots of good guitar shapes, but
Poland 1939 says Japan and US equal better quality products usually.
Usually,
you know what? I do agree. Although the Mexican ones are particularly good.
Yeah. Well, and here's why.
Sonar pooped in. Hello, mate. How's it going?
Here's the reason why the Mexican ones are particularly good. It's because they were shipping stuff that was blanked out in the US to the Mexican craftsmen to pay them to do all the final shaping and finishing and everything else for a lower wage, and then re-import it to the US. So you get like best quality US materials sourced out, good quality electronics. I mean, the pickups in my Mexi Strat, they rival. Whoa, shit!
John's having a technical.
It's
while John's reattaching. While John's reattaching his life's work. Sonar Poop says there's an Aria Mossrite copy near him for 200 something, and he's been tempted by it. He lost his job recently, so probably shouldn't be spending that. Well, all I'm going to say is YOLO.
Well,
yeah, fair play. So, has anyone played the Mossrite copy from? I
haven't played any of the copies. I've played some real Mossrites. So
some of the Aria Les Pauls are. I mean, I went through a Les Paul custom stage years ago. After I bought my white Les Paul custom, and some of the Aria 2 ones were just unbelievable, like in quality. That was an older one, though, I suppose.
Yeah, the Japanese lawsuit guitars. We kind of got a little bit onto that last podcast, especially because
Dunzy.
Yeah,
I've been watching his videos. His last one was showing you how to shop for a Japanese guitar on this website. Amazing. I've become addicted to his videos, and he's on the show soon. So
sweet.
Don't ask me the date. I'd have to look at my calendar. I'll probably mess it up. That sounds so bad. So if anyone's got any ideas for guests and stuff, please let me know. And if anyone has any questions for the show, please send them to me in advance, and we'll be able to plan out better responses.
Jimmy Smith says Clippy was never okay. Yeah, I agree. Clippy was like, the sad prisoner of AI. Clippy was like trying to tell you, please let me talk to you. Someone, anyone, please.
So I've got a mate called Jim who runs these pop-up guitar shows, and he says that Jimmy is the best guitar tech in London. And this guy, Jim, owns like a billion guitars. He buys a new one every or swaps them and stuff. And Jimmy says he's worked all the strats he's worked on. Mexicans have been the most strats he's ever heard. So there you go. Is that like hollowed out mid type sound? Is it?
It's just the quality.
Down awesome bang for buck. There you go.
It's just everything about it, mate. It's everything about this. Yeah, this is like a '90s Mexican Strat with the pretty much what they call the Tex-Mex Strat pickups. Which were made in the U.S., I believe, just shipped down to Mexico for installation. And, this guitar came to me, rode hard, put up wet, and worn out. And I refretted it, re-radiused the fingerboard, and it's got a completely new life. It's one that's got Evos on it, bone nut. I mean, it's the best Strat I've ever owned, hands down. I play it more than anyone's. Do what?
What radius did you go for?
I went from 10 to 14. I did a compound 10 to 14 on it. Yeah.
Speaking of pickups, I'm currently going through trying to think of what pickups I'm going to get for my new guitar to do the Oasis thing. And man, has it been a journey, because it's not what I normally have. Normally I would have like really low wind, low power humbuckers, like Paths. I buy the Monty's underspun, or I'd talk to somebody. Done. I want to do something different.
Yeah, I love that under strength, like microphonic humbucker from like the early days.
But Noel never did that. He had the the Dirty Fingers humbucker. Well, he had
the 70s.
Dirty, so we had one in the 80s that was called the Super
Dirties. Yeah, yep.
I never heard of him.
No, I remember him. Yeah.
But so I went on my mission, and people who know me will know that I'm AI mad. So I went through it with ChatGPT, and I argued with ChatGPT quite a bit. And it come to the conclusion that I need PAF pickups with A4 magnets because they're a little bit more push, a little bit more neutral. And it suggested the bare knuckle mules, which are great. And I could customize them to be aged and gold screws and all of that. Yeah. But I wonder what the people think would work in a Les Paul Custom to get that sound. I mean, the choices that I'm thinking of so far are Ox 4 with Alnico 4s in, and you know, I've also got the option to pay a bit more and buy original T-tops, but there's no guarantee that they'll sound good because they're just taken out of guitars. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's always a crapshoot. But sometimes you get gold that way. Sometimes you get stuff that's like.
I tell you what though, I really do. I've been looking at the bare knuckle website. Their pickup spec thing, unbelievable, mate.
I've installed multiple sets of bare knuckle pickups and multiple guitars, and I will tell you that man takes pride in his work, and he makes good pickups. Like from the very first sets that he ever made, because I installed some of the very first sets that he ever made. Well, man, it was definitely. It was definitely. I was going to say, it was definitely over a decade ago. It was probably like 2007, 2008. Like he was just starting to get known. And
he started in 2001, and then that would have been. In fact, that would I bought a P90 in 2010, and that was the first pickup I ever changed. I made the right dog dinner of it, fucked it up royally. So the solder just didn't stick. It worked for about 10 seconds.
You forgot to wet the tip.
Oh, exactly that. Oh, look. Well, segue. Look at this.
Hey, you know, the master of the segue is me.
So thank you to everyone that's bought one of these T-shirts. I've sold more of these T-shirts in 3 weeks than the rest of all the T-shirts combined for years. So thank you to everyone.
It's class.
I love it, mate. The artwork is just like, you know, a tattooed sailor holding a soldering iron.
I mean, you know, hey.
so here we go. Craze Fandango says that he's got some Black Dogs. They're a bit higher output, and I love the song Black Dog, but a bit higher output, so that's interesting. Dave Barry says A2 magnets. They do sound more open and brighter, but they've got less punch, and I feel like Oasis is more gainy than you think it's going to be on the records when you listen to them live or watch them. So I don't know. Funnily enough, ChatGPT did suggest A2 if I wanted to get the definitely maybe sound for rhythm on the neck pickup, which is my favorite Oasis song. Well,
then there's also some different pickup tunings that you can do by adding certain capacitors. That was one of the things that Waylon, the ever elusive person who won't come on our podcast, has talked about.
15 NF is all you need in every position. It's out the way. Poland 1939 says, "Hello, Sailor. Just want to say you're a huge inspiration and your pedals are beautiful. Thank you, mate." He loves what I do, mate. That's unbelievable. Thank you so much. I love building pedals. It's my thing. I tell you what, you could do if you're interested in modding your pickups. Sunbear pickups as the correct carbon content steel slugs and screws that he sells separately. I think it's like 10 something or other. I can't remember, but he's a geek basically, and Stu has spec'd out the right carbon hole pieces and stuff. I changed them in a few of my pickups, and they sound really good. We're talking like the last 2%.
He probably sells the ones that you have to magnetize yourself as well, like the real geeks. Like they have their own, Gausser. Yeah, and they charge the magnets to certain Gauss settings. I mean, if you want to get super nerdy, but my favorite pickups are some of the ones that are the most craptacular, where somebody just took a ceramic magnet and wrapped it around a bunch of wire and then some tape and threw it inside of like a container and said, "Hey, here you go."
A la Greco in the early days.
Well, a la
Bandit Cuba.
Taisco.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bandit Cuba says Phantom makes some great pickups. Yeah, but they're going in a 74 Les Paul Custom. I think I can splurge out and buy probably something a bit nicer. And I am buying with my eyes, by the way. They probably sound better or as good, but I want something with a name behind it. I tell you what, has anyone tried Brandon wound pickups? Now, I know Jared Brandon's now gone to Gibson.
I haven't.
So he's their custom shop guy, but they've got the original mold for the T-top bobbins. So they make T-top pickups with the original mold. And I'm like, oh man, that is. So there's that. And there's also Tim Pierce. He's got a custom set with, what's the brand? Oh my God, Arcane pickups.
Okay.
And I'm like, but they've got an A3 and an A5. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm so torn. And I've just lately gone down this big pickup rabbit hole. When for the longest, I've done this in the past, and for the longest time, I just settled on. I know that I can get hold of anything Monty sells on his website. I'm going to love it, or get hold of Stu from some of their pickups. Tell him what I want, and he will just make them exactly the way that I want it.
There you go.
For the purpose of the video, I wanted to try something different. That's
always the thing. It's like, I mean, you know, there's so many people that are experimenting, and there's so many great pickup manufacturers out there now. Like, it used to be you only had a handful to choose from. And, you know, there's some people that like really dove deep into it. You know, your Lawlers, your Freylands.
Oh, mate, I mean, Craze Fandango says, does he sell pickup magnets? He doesn't, mate. But if you go on to Reverb and type in general vintage tone, there's a shop out in Spain that does like relic guitar parts, but they have some original wire and original magnets. Now they sell the magnets, don't think they sell the wire, and they also wind their own pickups. But I've bought a few of their magnets before, and they're pretty good. And he also says a suggestion for the show could be the Pongo Thorpe. That'd be amusing. He says Pongo. Thorpe used to be in the army, he was a major, and in the Navy we say that they smell because they never wash. So we say when they go, the pong goes. So that's how they call pongos.
The pongo.
He would be an awesome guest. I know he's super busy, so I don't want to bother him. Basically, I know he's busy. He messaged me the other day, actually, a picture of a gay sailor doing a whip or something, and said, "This is about true, isn't it?"
That makes me feel way better about some of the messages I've sent you.
Fair one, mate. Dave Barry says, would you try and wind your own? Mate,
I love to wind my own. I've got a pickup winder that I built. It's easy. It's so fucking easy.
But but the tension on the wire makes a lot of difference, and it's an art. And if I get into that rabbit hole,
it's so dude, it's so easy. And the tension is something that you can like build into a very. I can show you how to build a pickup winder for under 20 pounds with things that you probably have laying around.
But you know me and how deep I'm going to go into that if I do it. If I buy any of that, I'm going to lose weeks where I should be building pedals and growing what I'm doing now. It's not the cost of it or the ease of it.
But you see what'll happen though is you're going to start winding your own coils for the pedals that you build after you get the pickup winder built, because that's where it's at. Like once you let's go Tesla. Let's go full Nikolai.
It's a rabbit hole. Let's
go full Nikola Tesla, mate.
So I've got a resin printer that I still need to set up to print knobs and stuff. And I'm like, if I start doing this thing, it's going to overtake my life. So I've been fighting the edge to do it. I just can't.
Well,
it's such a nightmare.
When else do you think would be a better time? To tell you the truth,
when I have 5 employees who build pedals for me. Yeah.
Well, you know,
I'm so far behind.
You are a sailor. You might be able to Shanghai a few.
Well, that's it. I've got a few who are under punishment. They could get them round here. Like, I should get them round here, scrub out. The place is a mess.
You are the chief after all.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, mate, I've had a right. We're on leave now, and do you know what? I've never got to a leave period where I've been like, I just want to get out of work and have a bit of a break. But this time now, I really am just like, Lord help me. The welfare cases that I've had recently have just been. Anyway, enough about that. So, what projects have you got on the go, mate? Anyway, seems as I've talked about my Les Paul for the last 10 minutes.
Oh well, let's see. Projects on the go for me. Trying to wrap up that 63 Strat. Like finally got some pushback wire to finish like the electronics end of it, and got the frets all done. That thing, I mean, it's just amazing. Like that it survived. The way that it did, it's a one owner guitar passed down to a grandson. And yeah, it's like a piece of history. So I've been geeking out over that and waiting for it to be completely assembled so I can plug it into an amp and, feel it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those reasons why I became a luthier, so that I get to play all the cool guitars and don't have to own them. I mean, I've put my hands on some amazing instruments that, I was like, oh wow, I wish I really owned this, but I'm glad I don't, because I'd be worried about it constantly, because it costs more than most automobiles.
Oh man, I played a 72 Strat, or I had a little fumble on it for 5 seconds in my local guitar shop, but it was more beat up than my Strat, which is hammered, and it was a Sunburst with a rosewood board. It was just so good. So I think it was 72, so it was just after they switched to the 3-bolt neck, and that thing just, it played like an old pair of slippers. And I'm not a Strat guy, but it was beautiful.
There was a guitar that I restored that was a 1957, I believe, ES 125, single pickup, non-cutaway. It came from New Orleans, and it was one owner. And mate, every single fret in every position had catastrophic divots in it. And there were grooves worn into the fingerboard from bends where his fingernails. And then there was a giant chunk taken out of the neck at the anchor position and the open chord position. And I had to do some serious mojo voodoo to get it playing. But once I got it all back together and played it, I made the guy an offer. He said, no, I'll never sell this guitar. Yeah, it was just, it was like, whew.
Craze Fandango says John's busy making gold foil beachwear. Private joke from this week.
Yes.
And Jimmy Smith is off. He's off back to work. Cheers for hanging out, mate. And thanks for them op-amp sockets. I used them in a video this week. No, the next video coming up. Where, in fact, the next video coming up where I built this. Check this piece out.
Oh, sweet. I like that.
So it's a CE2 on tag board.
Yep. And you put the image of the pedal on the outside you were talking about. That's sweet.
Mate, this has 3 full 18 tags aside tag boards in it. It's ridiculous. So, it's got the proper delay chip in it and all that stuff. It almost killed me. I still got to do the demo bit of the video, but Jesus.
Yeah, again, one of the things that's holding me up right now is I'm waiting on my delinquent nephew to bring me the pedal back that has the last of the defective switches that I have to send back to the manufacturer. He was gone to the beach for a week, and then when he came back and came by the house, I told him, but man, it's like, I think I'm going to have to be that uncle and be like, hey, hey, hey,
come on now.
Hey, come on, mate. Hey, you've had this pedal for free for how long? Hey, come on. Hey. So
it's bad, but you need it back, mate. You need it.
I know. Yeah.
All I need is
the switch, so I can put the package together and send it back, and so I can get the new switches and build pedals again with them. I mean, it's holding me up. I know. Yeah.
I haven't built any new pedals for some time now. I always hear people say, oh, they get on the YouTube hamster wheel and always trying to make a video. And I was like, come on, I've got a billion ideas all the time in the world. And now I'm like, just about getting the videos out. I'm like, damn, I'm on that hamster wheel at the minute. So bad, mate. In fact, the next video, if anyone's interested, is all about the this thing. I think we talked about it on the last show.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. Caught by the Fuss.
Awesome,
mate.
Somebody tried to buy it. Somebody tried to buy it off you, and then they ended up ordering it off the website. Yeah. I think that was a little tongue in cheek.
It's class, mate. Unbelievable.
That for the price, shoot,
89 quid.
That's cheap for us too. 89 quid for you. That's like 60 something for us. Come on.
I couldn't even make the pedal for that.
And
I couldn't do it.
And if things work out, we've got an even Steven trade deal going on right now.
Yeah.
This may, it may be that we can just send things back and forth without having to pay any kind of tariffs. We're hoping.
Well, with that
fingers
said,
crossed.
I'm open for business if anyone wants a chorus the size of your face. It's I don't
literally.
I don't quite know. I can't.
That's the size of your face, and you've got a pretty big head, mate. You've got a pretty big head, mate.
I know.
mean,
I've
come
got
on.
A low fed. It's Sonic Blue Age, and it's got because I put the Boss CE2 on the front. I can't lift it on my website, so I don't really know how I'm gonna facilitate selling that. So go figure. And it takes 12 volts, so it's going to come with a power supply, which is annoying.
Somebody said, make it bigger. Craze Fandango said, make it bigger. I say that's what she said.
Look at the foot switch. I put the foot switch in the right position on this one.
Oh,
but in my defense, I didn't really have a choice.
Form follows function. Always.
Oh, mate.
Form
and I tell you what,
function.
It sounds bloody good. Even if I do say, I love CE2s anyway. But mate, what I've got to say, the guy who put this drawing together I think his handle's Owl Lexify or something like that on Telecaster Discussion Forum.
Okay.
What a project. Unbelievable, mate. He literally traced this out and put it on Tagboard. Fantastic.
Sweet. We need more people like that. It gives me hope.
Yeah.
It really does.
And for free as well. He just put it on the internet. And he also agreed to let me use his he's got 1 or 2 clips of him playing it. He's let me use them in the video too. So
sweet.
That's spot on. Dave Barry says that's like the inside of an amp. Honestly, oh no, wrong one. The chat's going so fast, I missed that. There you go. Like the inside of an amp. Yeah, mate, I've built amps with less components in. That board number 3 on this nearly actually killed me. Oh, Sonar Poop says that he's copied PCBs for perf board layouts and but he's never made a PCB before them. John Jaman for PCBs.
Yeah, I've made multiple PCBs. There's so many different ways to skin that cat.
Joel Duffield says, "What's the delay chip in it?" It's the MN3007. If I believe, if I'm right, let's see. Yeah, MN3007. I think it was a Panasonic one I bought, only because there's a few available, and my mum used to have a Panasonic telly, so I know it's the right brand. I don't know. The clock timer's an MN3101 as well. When I put it together, it had a bit of ticking, and I'm guessing it's because I run all the wires down the side of it like that together.
It could be your timer.
I think it's part of the LFO.
Yeah.
And so I used a massive tropical fish cap to shunt that noise to earth.
Fine. There you go.
Absolutely fine. Yeah. So apart from that, it's exactly a CE2.
And the tropical fish added tone. There you go. Even if it's shunting to earth. Even if it's shunting to earth and it has nothing to do with the tone, it's still added tone just because it's there.
And even better than that, it's going to piss the internet off when I put it on YouTube.
Of course. So, I'm all about pissing the internet off these days. I mean, come on, you know.
Grace Fandango says he's waiting for the HSE version of the CE1. After this, mate, you're going to be waiting sometimes. I don't know if I'm going to start that anytime soon. Dan Mincher says, Grace Fandango waiting for the HSE modded SD9. Yeah, that's one of the things I've got in line here. So I've got a couple of projects from my mate Steph, who does Guitar Pedal X. So basically we're working on this article. Great idea. He's doing a whole article about capacitors, but different brands and different types and how they affect tone and how I use them. So basically I just picked like 12, I think it was either 12 or 14 cap types, like blue molded Ajax caps or tropical fish caps, and explain why I use them and what I look for and stuff. And he's going to make an article out of it. That's cool. Coming out. He give me a load of, he's giving me some pedals to mod, and also a buddy of mine who gave me my second ever guitar pedal that I built. He sent me some stuff to do as well. That's in the mix. I've got the SD9, and I've also not actually built a new pedal for about 4 weeks, so got some stuff to do.
I know, man. I've got so much to catch up on when I get like all my part situations figured out and get some things moving again.
So Andy Hightide says my lead player stomped on my MXR micro and micro amp, and it's now died. Basically, any suggestions?
Well,
mate, that sounds like a stomp switch.
Is it going to say that sounds like a switch issue of some sort?
That'd be my first thing.
That or they stomped on the potentiometers or something and did some damage there. I've seen that happen too.
Also, how old is it? Because is it going to be PCB mount stomp switch, or is
it going to be like
the older ones? Yeah, the MXR micro amp isn't that much of a complex circuit. It wouldn't be too hard to fix that, I wouldn't think. And also, it's really cheap. It'd probably be just as cheap to buy a new one if it's a new one. What else have we got?
Let's see.
So Craig Fandango says the rotary pedals are nothing like the real thing. Yeah, okay. Stick a CE2 or with a stick with a CE2 or a Univibe.
Actually, love the Univibe. I really do.
Well, the CE2 on full everything is kind of seasicky. I it's not really my thing, but it's a little Univibey. Oh, and Andy Hightide says it. Oh, I missed that again. He says it's the switch. Yeah, mate, it is so easy to change that. Take the switch out, leave it dangling by the wire, fit a new switch. It will be. Is it a 3-pole double throw on them, or is it a 2-pole and a bypass?
Bypass? You got to get the exact same switch and just solder joint for solder joint.
If it's got 6 lugs on it, it's a double pole double throw. You want DP DT switch. If it's got 9 pins on it, you want a 3-pole double throw. So 3P DT. And all you'll have to do is fit the new switch with the old one dangling in the wind, and then just unsolder one wire at a time and solder it in the same position on the switch. Never lose your place then. So easy.
And to be redundant, take a photo of it before you start desoldering anything.
100%.
So you can go back and reference, am I an idiot?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I am.
Do you know the amount of videos that I've made where I've made the pedal that doesn't work, and I just go back through and watch the video through. I'm like, I messed that bit up. I just go straight to it.
Yeah. I mean, documentation. I wish I'd documented so many of the things that I've done because, some of it's like, oh wow, this would be so useful for somebody else to have seen. Soldered to the board, 6-pin. Okay.
So if it's soldered to the board, mate, you're going to want either a solder sucker, or I think they're called solder pumps, or some solder braid. Remove all the solder that's in there. That should make the switch come away from the board. I hate doing that. I really do hate stomp switches soldered to the board.
That means it's also got like the external buffer for it.
And also, it could mean that when he stomped damaged the board.
You could have damaged the board. I was going to say there's so many things with that design that could go wrong. That
if it was me, and it's a newer one, I'd just buy a new one.
I'd just buy a new pedal if it's like, you're going to end up spending more time and money than it's worth if it's a newer one.
Take the insides out.
Make a new pedal in it.
Make a new pedal in it. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Salvage what you can. Salvage everything you can off the board. If there are 3 components.
You can make the micro amp. It's so easy. It's a small thing. You can do a Vero layout. It'd be easy, mate. And if you do, let us know. It'd be amazing.
I know. Send us a video.
Sonar Poop said he's seen a Japanese fella make a cheap Leslie by sticking one of those tiny Marshalls on a fan. I've seen this as well.
That's
with
awesome.
A wireless thing. Honestly, awesome. Mate, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that was a YouTube short, man.
I saw somebody doing like a crazy, like 2-handed tapping on a lap position Jaguar guitar with a marble rolling up and down on the E and the B strings, and sometimes it would go to the B and the G, but he'd kind of like, and it was completely real. It was not AI. It sounded amazing.
Love it.
Yeah. I love like low tech, high tech stuff.
So Dan Mincher says he wants to keep things easy. He doesn't want anything big, and a rotary in his Keeley Dark Side does what he wants. Mate. For me, if you're really into rotary, you just got to get the big Fender thing, haven't you?
The Keeley sounds pretty good. I mean, I've played in some bands where I hate to admit it, I played with an accordion player, I know. It's the
on,
ultimate sin. I know it's the ultimate sin, but I've also played with banjo players, so you know, I try to treat all lesser musicians equally, but
I thought that
the accordion player
was playing bass and
was playing through, you know, the Keeley designed rotary and the Hughes and Kettner rotary and stuff like that. So, I mean, you know, there's something to be said for them. You know, they are worth the penny. They are worth the coin, but you
know. Joel Duffield says, have you considered doing an episode solely focused on digging components out of old electronics? Yes, mate. We are absolutely focused on that.
100%.
We really wanted to do one. We wanted to do one where we.
I want to build something out of this. I want to build something out of this because I see gold on it. There's a lot of through mounted stuff, and you know, it took its opportunity to pop out of the socket and like short out. I want to find out what went wrong and what's still good on it. I mean, there's LEDs. There's, you know,
we should do it live, mate. We should definitely do that.
Yeah. Like we were talking. Well, or live recorded, like we were talking about, because that way
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
We can edit it down so it's not 6 hours.
Exactly.
Grace Fandango says accordion. John's cred has plummeted, mate. I couldn't agree more. If he was younger, I'd be suggesting that he's going to die a virgin.
Well, hey, I didn't play accordion. I just played with accordion players because I was the washboard player in the Zydeco band. So I was the cool motherfucker. I made music. I made music without electronics.
Bandit Cuba says it's sad that almost nowhere allows big amps. Oh, mate. I've got to agree.
Criminal,
especially in the UK.
Criminal.
Yeah,
it is.
It's
these
not
people
that
walking
usual.
around with the dB meters. I mean, my God, they're like, "Oh, you're over 80 dB. No, you got to turn it down." What?
He says SRV had 2 Dumbles, 2 Marshalls, a Leslie. I know, and Joe Bonamassa has loads as well. But do you know what saved big amps in my mind? It's things like the Torpedo Captain X. Because, you know, I've got 100. What's the Showman? It's about 88, 90 watts, maybe, the Showman. And I can play it in my townhouse, you know, no problem at all. Neighbors that way. Even more importantly, wife and kids that way would absolutely hang me. And I can turn that thing up and get distortion out of it. So,
yeah.
It's allowed me to own 100-watt amps, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went through an amp thing, didn't I, where I was like buying all these big amps or whatever. And now all I want to play is my Filmo sound, which is 15 watts. So
I love low watt amps, man. I mean, when you get a low watt amp loud, then you're like in the zone of all the breakup and the grit and the craziness that you're looking for in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
All my best studio tracks on guitar were played through a 5-watt amp or below.
Most people, well, I would suggest maybe even Brian May with his DK amp. It's a small amp, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there's something about the feel of a big amp. I mean, if I'm doing demos of pedals, the difference between using the 40-watt Victory and the 100-watt Sherman or the 90-watt Sherman is it's a different ball game.
And there's definitely a difference if you're like playing it through the proper speaker cabinets and you're feeling the air move you and you're in the right placement. I mean, you know, Carlos Santana talks about it. Jimi Hendrix talked about it. Billy Gibbons talked about it. Like so many people have talked about it, like getting into that electrical zone where the sound waves and the electricity and everything is just right. And you're.
Oh, man. Bandit Cuba is basically my hero. He says, here's me playing an 80-watt 5150 Iconic with a 412 and a 100-watt Marshall valve state. The valve state's what Noel Gallagher used in the early days. Also with a 412 in his bedroom, just because he can't. Oh, mate, basically, you're my hero. And do you want to buy a Fender Sherman? Hubgraph John says air movement. Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with the MOSFET design that I've been working with. I think I've had this conversation with somebody through Instagram DMs, but like the MOSFET JFET hybrid design that I was working with, the way that it moves the air on the speaker cabinet when I turn it up. And when you turn it up, that's when you really notice it. Like it punches you in the face and you're like, oh, that was the note I was looking for. Like That's the attack. And then it's got so much sensitivity, and metal oxide, silicon, field effect transistors, man, they are the basis of every single technology we've got right now. The stuff that we're talking back and forth through right now. If it was not for MOSFET, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation with all these people all over the world simultaneously. Just saying. Just saying.
Mr. Shockley's in the chat. Hello, mate. One of the usual.
Hey, suspects. Jeff. Good to see you, mate.
Yeah, exactly, mate. I mean, I'm just blown away by the amount that we can do now. If you told me 20 years ago or 15 years ago that I could play 100-watt amp at home with headphones on, I'd have laughed at you.
You'd have laughed at it, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, it does separate the men from the boys in your playing, and it makes me sound 100% worse because just every mistake is just like a punch in the face.
I love that. I love that honesty about it. Like, and sometimes it like taught me how to own my mistakes too. It's like, yeah, that was a little bit off. So what? It was there.
Daniel Mincher said, need to pop down when I'm done with a TPS day. Are you going to TPS, mate? Have you got it there? That would be an awesome day. Let me tell you, them experience days are unreal. Speaking of speakers, we were just talking about playing at home. If you're struggling to play at home with a speaker and get some like good loud sounds or whatever, I highly recommend the Bareface cabs. They do this little, I'm looking at one now, little tiny 10-inch cab, but it's like, it's got baffles and stuff in it that increase the bass. So you can get like a big, thick, in your chest sound from a 10-inch speaker. Great. I mean, mine's got a JBL E110 in it, so you can't really turn that one up. But yeah, they're very, very good. There you go. Dan Mincher says he's in for February next year after his birthday.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, mate, you are going to absolutely love that. If you get a chance, try and play Dan's 61 SG, Les Paul SG Junior. Oh mate. When he said you can play any guitars like that one, I sat down with it. I've got a picture of it somewhere. And I didn't want to give it back. I sat there like, no, this
is it. Is it have a Maestro on it?
No.
Or is it one of the non-trem?
I think it's a non-trem. Well, okay. I don't know if it had.
I've worked on both models. I've worked on the non-trem and the trim models, and it said Les Paul on the headstock.
Massive.
I mean, it was the only year they made it, and Les Paul sued, said no, take my name off that guitar. He was like, no. And then they didn't make a Les Paul model in what year? Quick. What year was it? No Les Pauls were ever made.
62.
Exactly. There is no 62 Les Paul anywhere. Anybody that says they've got a 62 Les Paul is lying to you.
Yeah, not only did they stop and fall out, but he didn't want Mary to take any of his money. So he'd been that contract.
Oh, no.
Like any good man.
I think that's because the Hadron Collider fired up back in July. I hadn't heard that story. I heard he was loyal to Mary for the end, all the way to the end.
Well,
Les Paul and Mary Ford.
They divorced, didn't they? So, yeah,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I might be talking bullshit here. Maybe
you might be, mate. I mean, like I said,
I feel like they divorced, and then he
I thought Les Paul and Mary Ford were like mates to the end.
Oh, mate, let's do this. Let's do it live and make me look like a tool. I'll ask
I don't know.
The AI god.
I mean, I'm still just gonna blame the fucking Hadron Collider if I'm wrong. So.
This is awesome TV. This me typing in like a Neanderthal with one finger.
The suspense is killing you.
I need to know, mate. I hate it when someone says this is what happens or this is why it does that, and that's it. And like, well, tell me why. Like, no, you don't need to know why. Like, I need to know. No, 62. Right, that'll do. So it says, yes, Les Paul and Mary Ford did divorce, but that's not the reason why there's no 62 Les Paul model. They divorced in 64. There's no Les Paul model because Gibson rebranded it to SG and he didn't like it, basically. I think is what it's saying.
Did they get divorced because did they get divorced because she was a better guitar player? Maybe that was why.
I don't think so because
she was.
Really do like Les Paul playing.
No, she was a better guitar player. Like,
it says
actually, I've watched them playing together, and she could play like circles around him sometimes. I don't think he maybe like that. If I had to guess.
Yeah, it doesn't say, but it does say that they divorced in 64.
I thought they were lifelong partners. I really do. I thought they were like, solid together forever. Like it was like the romance of the music industry. But hey, so many other things that I thought were real haven't turned out to be real. I thought Foreigner won Grammys, and apparently they never did.
All right.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. I mean, I don't
so
know what's
many
real and what's
Grammys
not anymore.
I used to
watch it religiously, dude. I remember when Foreigner swept the Grammys, or at least they did in a reality I came from. They swept the Grammys. They kept getting called back up on stage to where the presenter said, "You might as well not leave because you're nominated for the next category too, and you're probably going to win." And according to the internet history now, they never won a single fucking Grammy. And I'm like, what?
Well, all I'm going to say is Oasis for the win.
That's what computers are for.
The Cuba sent me. He says he's just sent me a photo of his bedroom rig. Is this going to make my wife divorce me?
Hopefully not.
I'll be jealous because the biggest speaker in here is a 12-inch and it's in a combo. So I'm demasculated there. And Jeffrey Shockley says John just blamed the Mandela effect.
I do always. I mean, I grew up where I read the Berenstain Bears, Stein, not the Stain Bears. The Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia on it.
What's
Nelson,
that?
A cornucopia, the Horn of Plenty. You know what the Fruit of the Loom underwear company is?
I know Fruit of the Loom, man.
Yeah, well, the Fruit of the Loom logo. I had a T-shirt with the cornucopia and the fruit in front of it that I used to wear proudly because my grandmother worked for the company. I know. I mean,
I don't know what it is. The cornucopia.
Well, they say they never had the cornucopia, the Horn of Plenty. You see it in like a lot of like still life paintings, just like this woven basket kind of horn that looks almost like a foxhorn, and then there's fruit in front of it. Like they say that never existed in the corporate logo, but it did because I had a T-shirt of it, and I had underwear.
I always thought it was just like a load of
It was. They say it was just a load of fruit, no cornucopia behind it. But but Nelson Mandela did not die in prison. In my reality, Nelson Mandela became the president of South Africa. So they named the Mandela effect because all these people claim that Nelson Mandela died in prison, which he didn't. Not from my reality, but
no, Nelson Mandela definitely didn't. He was in charge of South Africa.
Yeah, and I remember playing a concert for his release. I was part of like the celebration of Nelson Mandela's release as a musician because of my African connections. So I know that for a fact.
that he's just saw Foreigner last Saturday.
Oh, sweet.
Where did you see that, mate? I bet that was a hell of a gig. And who was supporting him? I'd love to know who's supporting him. I think either my internet's cutting out, John, or yours. The audio went a bit funny then.
I just heard a little glitch. I didn't hear much of anything. It might be like on your end.
I hope it's not mine. That's it. Jeffrey Shockley says, "Don't forget about
the Monopoly monocle guy." Exactly, the Monopoly guy had the monocle.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
does he not anymore?
No, supposedly never did. There's even worse stuff than that. Stuff that, like, because of my like linear connect the dots memory that I remember and like incorporated in all kinds of things. I'm like, no, that happened because I watched the damn movie 15 times in a row because I was that into it. And I remember that scene specifically. And now they say it's not there. So I'm like, okay, what I believe and what I don't believe anymore is up for debate. I believe, what happens from moment to moment at this point.
Yeah. Oh, man. This bedroom rig. Come on.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, I'm jealous.
You either have a really cool wife or girlfriend, or you live alone.
Yeah. Well, he's actually just bought a Randy Rhoads distortion pedal, which Craze Fandango is going to send out for me because he's a legend.
Sweet.
Oh, man. I'd love to know what it sounds like through that stuff. Jesus. Imagine that as a bedroom rig.
Mm-hmm.
What is your gigging rig?
It's probably a Pod 6 or a Line 6 pod. I mean,
yeah. Oh man, that's epic. I don't know.
Hey, I know a lot of people that have like these amazing home rigs, and they literally go out with the cheapest thing that they can possibly go out with because they've had stuff stolen from them, and they're like, "It's good enough for this club." So,
convenience.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So Arnie Slab says that it was Bret Michaels and
Night Ranger and Ford. Oh my God. You're talking about my
neon lights.
Talking about my misspent Generation X youth listening to those bands. I mean, I still have a Night Ranger original vinyl, the very first album. I mean, come on. And my sister was a hair metal like total geek, like so Poison, like she went to see all those shows. Well, I was like Ramones, Black Sabbath, AC/DC.
Oh man, do you know what? Live music's become a thing for me lately. There's so many bands I just want to go and see again.
I think I've been like starved for it because the whole COVID scenario, where the only live music I was able to watch were people like doing live broadcasts, and or the live music I was able to make with a handful of people that could get together and not get arrested. Or after I got arrested, you know, in jail with people in the jail band. So, you know, hey, maybe that was the best thing about getting arrested was I was able to make music with people.
It's just like being in the military and making music, I imagine. Bandit Cuba says he lives with his parents. Mum lived through the 80s and loves the music. And dad loves the music too. Your mum and dad must be fucking ballers. That's class.
Your mama's all right. Your daddy's all right. They just seem a little weird. Surrender. I mean, you know, Cheap Trick changed my life, dude.
I love the guitars. The guitar, Cheap Trick, just so many good guitars.
The rhythm that the lead singer would play with Nielsen's leads, dude, the interplay between those two. A lot of people don't give the lead singer the credit that he deserves for the foundation he laid, you know. And also Bunny Carlos like influenced me as a drummer tremendously. Like, you know, when I saw Bunny doing what he did on I Want You to Want Me, that kind of backbeat, kind of weird, like syncopation, that and Alan Myers from Devo, you know, it was all over after then. I became a free jazz drummer.
It's epic, mate. I'm pretty sure I watched the video like a week ago of someone remaking his checkered guitar.
Oh, sweet.
Like they made
do you remember like, was it the 6-string or the 6-neck? I mean, where there's 3 necks on either side. I mean, and he would play both of them. I mean, Rick Nielsen, dude.
Yeah.
He's a guitar player's guitar player. I mean, he's probably Joe Walsh's favorite guitar player, who's every other guitar player's favorite guitar player is Joe Walsh. Mate. So I don't know. I'll have to go ask Joe.
I'm in the middle of doing a Eagles Overdrive video, whatever. It's basically a honeybee, but with some mods. And Joe Walsh, just the amount of songs, you know, to go through to look for what you can put over the track. There's so many songs.
The only Eagle that matters from the Eagles, in my opinion, is Joe Walsh. And he was late to the party. He was late to the party, and he kept him from like self-destructing. Who?
Don Felder made Hotel California. He literally come up with the riff. That's like their iconic tune, or one of. It's also, not my favorite though.
It's also like it's also like
my favorite.
Do you understand what it is? It's a diss track against Steely Dan. Like there was all this dissing back and forth between these bands in the 70s. Steely Dan had dissed John Lennon. Like people don't understand the meaning behind a lot of the songs they've listened to, like a lot of the stuff Harry Nilsson did. Like there was some serious stuff going back and forth between these artists that was directly pointed at each other, like Leonard Skinner and Neil Young. Like, I mean, they were directly calling each other out. almost to Mortal Kombat in some points, like where they were just like saying shit.
You can't argue with the talent and the amount of music that come out in that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Early 70s. To be 20 in the early 70s is probably the best time to be alive. Surely.
I don't know, man. Just that was a weird time. I mean, there was some shit that was going on that was, like I think maybe the late 60s would have been the time to be in your 20s. Like that would have been a time to be alive, because there was even like it was not under control yet. You were still out of control.
Yeah, I just feel like
I think by the 70s, I think by the 70s they had like figured out how to rein people into like different like little groups here and there.
Craze Fandango says Joe Walsh, John gets his cred back. I agree.
Joe Walsh is like, dude, if you listen to Joe Walsh playing live, it sounds like 2 or 3 guitar players playing simultaneously, and he's got nobody else backing him. In a power trio, Joe Walsh is all of the guitar sound.
He's class.
It's amazing. Yeah.
So Matthew Dunn says, what's the recipe for John's blue drink, Romulan Ale?
Oh, well,
that's a great question.
I haven't been drinking that for a while. It had blue spirulina in it. But I am spirulina is a blue-green algae.
Okay.
And if you're a John Spencer Blues Explosion fan, then you might get that reference. She was blue-green. She was blue. She was blue-green. She was blue. But I am drinking kombucha, which is a fermented beverage with lots of probiotics in it. And so the Romulan Ale is a kombucha with blue-green algae in it. It has nothing to do with the extraterrestrials that I know. They provide me with other things.
Oh, man. Yeah. Fair dues. I feel like there's a pedal in there somewhere. Like that, like the blue-green. There'd have to be like a blues breaker and a tube screamer, maybe. Or is there room for another tube screamer?
And Matthew Dunn, I agree.
What's that? John
Spencer rules. So the Gibson brothers, I take it.
No,
I'm talking to Matthew, not you.
Oh, right. I was going to say I definitely don't.
No, the Gibson brothers is another John Spencer project. I worked on guitars for one half of the Gibson brothers, like his musical companion in crime. I know John Spencer and some of his like fellow musicians, the original drummer. And yeah, John Spencer rules. Like,
was he a guitarist?
Oh, guitarist, vocalist, like, old school, like take it back to the roots where rock and roll came from. And also explore like further, take it back to the roots and take it to the future. He's done some stuff with Beck and some other, so like.
What gear?
Oh man, he loves like vintage Gibsons. He loves old amplifiers. He loves to sing through an SM57. That's his standard vocal mic.
All right.
Because you can control an SM57 in ways that you can't really control other mics. If you know how to use an SM57 as your vocal mic. Roger Daltrey is another master of the SM57, in case people didn't know that. Like I've seen Daltrey work with the 57 live, and it's just amazing.
That's it. I'd love to know why they use 2 mics, some of them. You see Paul Rogers a lot of the time.
Yep. He's got a bullet mic, like a harmonica mic on one side, or like maybe a 55, like the Elvis mic. And the other one's like a 58 or a 57. It's because each one will give you a different vocal quality. Have you ever seen the legendary minimalist band Morphine with Mark Sandman, the 2-string bass player and vocalist? He would do the same thing. He would, oh man, I got to send you a video of Morphine live at this like studio. I think it's in Sweden. And you'll see like what he's doing and why he's doing it, like because one of the microphones gives you a very, very cool lo-fi sound. It's a harmonica microphone for a lot of people, but when you use it as a vocal microphone, it gives you this paper thin like.
So James Cuff said, Joe, what's your favorite non-fuzz / overdrive pedal that you have built? Well, That's easy, very easy. This,
the most recent one.
Yeah, and it's because I genuinely didn't think that it was going to work. I mean, it seems stupid, but just take a look inside that. It's ridiculous.
That looks like some of my vintage electronics that I have laying around in the shop that I've been loath to take apart for the components because I'm like, these are works of art. I can't take this apart yet.
So actually, my favorite one that I've ever built was a dual delay pedal.
Oh, that one I remember.
Yeah. This was like, Jesus, it was like 2018, I think I built it. It was called the Red October. So one of my mates, Joe Richardson, he's in a band called, God, I forgot the band name of the band. Anyway, he does all the guitar playing, that stuff. He's one of them annoying people that can just play anything. But the pedal was just like 2 Seawolf delays before it was called the Seawolf delay, stacked together. But there's a switch on the back, so you could split them. You could put them in different points of the signal chain. So there's 4 jacks, or you could switch the switch and have them going into each other. It was pretty cool. Let's see, will it load? But that thing was, it was just I can't even describe how insanely good it was. But that's the inside of it, if that focuses.
Hey, what's up, Kyle? You just dropped in the chat. Good to see you, man. Oh, that's cool.
And I don't know if there's a picture of the actual. Oh no, I don't think there's a picture of the actual pedal. I don't know what this post is.
I thought there was. I thought I saw a picture of it, like, because
yeah.
I thought when you were talking about doing the Seawolf, you talked about doing this double delay and how it was like. That's why I remember the Red October, and I think I like even made a crack about you using, like, did you use Soviet transistors or something?
Yeah, I forget what I put inside it now, but he sent me basically he found online the plans or the ship drawing of the Red October, and he wanted that on.
Oh, sweet.
I can't find it anyway. You'll be able to find it online, but that was my favorite non-overdrive delay. What about you, John?
My favorite non-overdrive pedal
that you've built.
That I've built. Oh man.
So it can't be a drive pedal like fuzz and all that stuff.
Well, let's see. I think my favorite would have been well, I mean, it all ends up driving in some way. That's the thing. Like I think I'm driven. As far as my builds. I mean, there's a lot of things that I play that are not drive pedals, but I don't build them because why build them when, you know, I can buy them and they're already like as good as I can possibly get them.
Because you can make them ridiculous. That's why, of course.
Well, yeah. And 2, I've got things that I want to work on that may become my favorite ones that I've built that are not drive pedals, but you know, it's like 20 projects on the back burner and 40 more on the burner behind that. So
yeah. Kyle says, how late am I? I've got a stomach bug and wound up falling asleep. Mate, you're a trooper for being here after that, because there's nothing worse than being sick.
Man, like I commiserate, man. I just have been getting over, you know, something that I think I caught in the attic.
Oh right. Yeah. So bad. All right, well, a quick reminder to everyone, we are taking questions from the chat today because we have 0 guests as ever, because I messed up the days for our guest. And then we did plan to do a live build. That's what we wanted to talk about. Me and John planned on doing some live builds. I need to put out a kit. I'm thinking about.
I was going to say, I love this comment from Bandit Cuber. Says, I know you're talking about vocals, but in college I recorded with my old band. We had 4 different mics on the same position on the speaker, all blended together to create some stoner rock doom metal filth.
That's right up your street, isn't it?
I am a huge fan of multiple mic placements, especially for recording, because you can get like all of the different nuances. And then, you know, if you have a separate channel to send each one to, and each one through a different effect or a different preamp, you can really shape it. Like, I mean, I've been lucky enough to see some of like the iconic musicians in that kind of genre and get to talk to them about what they were doing live and why they were getting such big sound out of only a 3-piece. You know, people like High on Fire, you know, Matt Pike and those guys. And it's mics, multiple mics and mic placement, and getting all of the different artifacts from the different positions and blending them back through into the sound mix.
Sounds awesome, mate. James Cuff says, Joe, have Dan Minchin on. He's always here.
Yeah, we should have Dan on.
He started doing amp repairs and stuff, actually. So
yeah,
I think once he's done a bit of time in the shop, I'd love to get him on to find out how he's getting on with the amp repairs and delve into that sort of world. Like how, I mean, I bet you see some weird stuff. I'd love to know some of the weird stuff he sees. In fact, I'm planning on visiting the shop that Dan works in, because they're going to be the first person to.
Hey, there you go. There you go. You should film some footage there and have that for sure.
Mate, that, or even go down there and do a show from there. That would
be there. And that's another thing I want to talk about. Like, we're kind of going to segue, I guess, into some of the future things that we were talking about. I've got another shop that I'm working with now that actually is pretty well known for putting on live music broadcasts. They used to have what was called the Wilkes County Opry, and I don't know if they still do, but they've got a studio stage set up, and I've been like communicating with the owners of that shop, and they have some of like the most incredible selection of vintage instruments and gear that I've seen in this town. Like they're the place that I'm just like, what in the heck? Why haven't I been here sooner? Yeah, and so I'm going to become
straight down that vintage rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm going to become kind of their exclusive luthier for a lot of things, and I talked to them about like doing some live podcast stuff from there. So yeah, which would be really cool because they've got the studio set up where I could set up stuff where I could build and have multiple camera angles and stuff like that, and in exchange for giving them the shout out and all that good stuff using the location.
Well, maybe we should do that for when we do our pedal build, the kit build. I need to put them. I keep saying I'm going to put them together, and I just haven't got to it. And do you know what? We're only doing like an electric distortion with maybe a clip and switch, so it'll be nice and easy. I'm also going to do a my father-in-law Glyn. Anyone come to a guitar show and met me, you will have met Glyn. He's like Del Boy. He's like a Cockney wide boy, like always trying to sell shit, But he wants to build a range master, and he's like, I'm really into it. I want you to teach me. And I said to him, the only way I'm going to do it is if it's live on YouTube. And he was like, what? Like, yeah, the only way I'm going to do it is I set you up on a desk over there. We set up a live stream and I teach you how to build it. And it's going to be called something like, you can't teach an old plumber new tricks or something like that. I don't know.
Daniel Mincher says, you don't want me on. I'm a dickhead.
Just seeing that.
James Cuff, appreciate it.
He also says Glyn's a legend.
Glyn's a legend. Yeah.
Oh, mate, he's just mad. It's so funny. He collects guitars. He's still learning to play, but he's got like 4 guitars. He's just epic, mate. Hates a cable tie them. So I think the plan for that one will be just like set up a live stream, build a simple range master with him, and just see if I can teach him how to do it. That'll be fun. But for our live stream, what we're going to do is we're going to sell the kits, and I think I better set a deadline by, I don't know, have them listed by the next show and press go live on the website for 10 kits as the show online while we're on. I'll hold myself to it then. So the next show when Maple Booster's on, we'll press go on my little app, and it'll put them live while we're online. And then we'll sell 10 kits, but we'll do maybe 4 of them where you pay a bit extra and you can come on a live show and build on a live show. Maybe, in fact, I think we should probably only do 3. Because if it's
I was going to say, like we could have some serious lag problems. We could have. That's the thing I'm worried about. Like with more than 2 or 3 other people on. We've done 5 with no problem. Like you. So how's about we do? Others.
Okay, we'll do 2 kits where instead of being £50, they're £100. Say, and 2 people can come on and go live with 1 camera, and then me and you can have 2 cameras each, one for our face and one for our work. and then that way there's 6 screens.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so there'll be 2 kits that are £100 each, and the rest of them will be 50 quid. So 8 of them, and you can just build the kit along with us. And if you don't want to buy the kit, get in touch, and I'll give you the parts.
Yeah, we can put together a parts list, and
yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
and if people want to build along with us, we'll answer questions in the chat as we go.
And too, I've got like some of the hand-drawn schematics and things like that I can make available.
Yeah, epic. But and then after that, you can do yours.
That was reminding me. Remember, we were talking about something. Didn't I say that I had some schematics for something, and I couldn't remember where they were, and they were right in front of me, like right here on the shelf.
That's always the way.
What was that we were talking about, man? It was something I had a schematic for
that. So Dan Mincher brings up a good point. Will you do the enclosures as well for the 2 build it? No. I'll drill the enclosures, but I won't paint them and stuff, because I don't want anyone to think that it's one of my pedals in the future, just because I feel like if it goes in circulation, people could think that it's one of mine, and I don't want to. But I'll drill the enclosures, so then someone could just like, I don't know, build it in the, you know what I mean? But for the ones that are 50 quid, they won't come with an enclosure. Just
here it is. That's some of the different schematics that I had for the Electra stuff.
Let me put your full screen, John.
Yeah,
let's have a look. That's good.
Yeah, wait. There we go. I can't see me.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, mate. That.
Yeah,
so that's basically. Is that an Electra? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a basic Electra with some, different areas. Like on the back, I've got more like completely modified, where it shows every area with all my scribbles and things like that.
Oh, cool.
Like that, where every possible modification on the circuit is laid out. Because I did all this when we did that episode on the circuit. So, I've got all that. And maybe that's what I was looking for last time when we were talking about it.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that I had just like completely laid everything out, like every possible place we could do things and what different ways you could go from. So
we've got some more comments on that. Kyle says, I love that idea, especially for people who've never built before, or maybe once or twice in the past. Exactly, mate, because my thing is, right, I don't learn well from reading. If you give me a passage to read, I'm not going to take that information in. Maybe now I might, but it's really hard. Well, I'm very visual, and if I have a problem, you can't ask YouTube the answer, because you only get the comments. I find it better to say, what's the answer, and then someone on a video showing me exactly what it is. So I do feel like these are going to be a good thing, and it'll be about a 6-hour podcast, I think, with 2 people building who maybe not so spammed up on building, maybe 4 hours, 6 hours, but I'm happy to sit here and do it. We can always take ablution breaks or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. And Dave Barry says, let them etch on with a 9-volt battery and salt water. Yeah, I tell you what, mate, it looks good.
That's a really cool process. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Use like glossy paper, don't you, to transfer it onto the metal?
Yeah.
I got a mate in work who does it all on copper. So
I've done all kinds of etching processes. I mean, it's so easy. You can use lemon juice on copper.
Oh, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just have patience. I mean, it takes longer.
I love the way that Reeves Electro does his enclosures are unreal. The whole etching thing, and he does like screen print, then etches it, and then rubs it. Oh, mate, so good. But I feel like that's his thing. I don't want to go down that road.
Well, ferric acid is usually what you use on copper. I mean, for etching, like that's the most controllable etching solution. That's what your standard PCB etching solution is that you would get. It's also really cool for making some relic hardware too.
I've done that before, mate. But It's very aggressive, so you have to put it on and take it off quick. Or
you also need to
float
neutralize it. You need to neutralize it with a base. You need to understand the acid-base relationship and neutralize your pH. Once it gets to the point, you know.
Another good way of doing it
throw some
is
baking soda on there.
Well, table vinegar.
Table vinegar,
float,
but it gives
in a plastic container and float it around it and close it.
Yeah, but the problem with table vinegar is it doesn't give you the proper iron transfer that the ferric acid gives you. And you don't get the same kind of effect. See, different patina solutions give you different effects on different materials. So I'm a relic master.
It's a rabbit hole that I went down a little bit, but I prefer to buy the relic parts now because I'm not as good at doing it as some of the people who do.
Well, you know, before it became ubiquitous, I was like sought out, and now everybody can do it. I'm like, okay, it's not worth it.
It's an art, I think. James Cuff says he loves a relic marathon. No, he loves a podcast marathon. Epic. Father Cooper says he's got a friend that does electronic etching on very small scale. Very cool process. Yeah, completely agree.
I would love to see that.
Dave Barry says nail varnish works great for screen printing alternative.
Didn't know that. Yeah. There's a lot of different kinds of resists you can use.
Jeffrey Shockley says I'm up for a kit, but no way I'm gonna try and build one on camera. Fair enough, mate. I think most people are probably gonna choose the not camera kit, but there's only 2 slots for the camera anyway, so I think it'd have to be someone with a mobile phone and headphones that would be happy to, you know, go live. That's all you need really is a mobile phone and headphones. Salt and ammonia is good for copper. I'm not sure I could stand the smell.
Well, yeah, some of these processes you want to do outside, like some of the off-gassing that you're going to get, especially when you're like creating chemical reactions of, you know, I've been like, oh, I shouldn't be breathing that. Back away.
Step away from the ammonia. Yeah, I don't know. What are you planning on doing for your kit build? Because you're going to do one after that, aren't you?
That's a good question. Like I said, I think I'm leaning towards that salt grinder design where I'm using the MOSFET, JFET. You know, it's a very simple circuit, and it's something that you can like do so much with.
Chris Fandango says mine would look like it was assembled by a cow with a knife and fork. Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I've honestly seen some pedal builders. I look a lot on Reverb at some of the pedals, and I was looking at fuzz. No disrespect to the guy, but a fuzz the other day that had real NKT 275s in £500, and it looked like the guy had got the solder and gone and spattered at the pedal.
Oh God!
I honestly thought about just buying it to save the transistors. But,
I don't know. They're not worth that much.
Well, 500 to £750 for a pair.
Really?
Oh yeah, 100%.
What?
And then no guarantee they'll work.
That's insane.
It is insane.
Yeah, that's. Ooh.
So
that makes me want to hold on to some of my vintage components now and not really let go of them for less than an arm or a leg.
Just specifically an NKT 275. So I've got a Rangemaster now, the Gibbons one on my website. That's on for 500 quid. But you could pay more than that for just the transistor.
Well, I
actually think that one will sell and someone will just take the transistor out and resell it.
The thing is, I've got some components that were worth a lot of money like 2 decades ago. I'm wondering what they're worth now. Like I've got ICs that were worth $75 a piece. There were 8-bit complex sound generator chips that you can make incredible synthesizers. They might be up into the $200-300 a piece range now. Might want to cash those pieces of silicon in, baby.
Yeah. This is my favorite comment ever. Lynette says, I've mastered the Homer Simpson version of anything I get my hands on. That bloody spice rack he made and the bird feeder that like traps the bird. Hilarious. Right. I take a lot of parent advice from Homer. When he goes, Bart, he's like, what? He's like, stupid boy, you can't weld with a flame so small. Walks off. Brilliant. I'm a massive Simpsons fan.
As long as you live in this house, you will do as I do. Now butter your bacon.
so good.
Mm-hmm.
My dad used to let me watch that when I was like 6 or whatever. You know, I'm probably a bit older than that. When did it come out? I was still watching wrestling on the telly, so I must have been young.
It was in the 80s for sure.
All right, well, definitely.
It came out originally on the Tracy Ullman show. It was interludes on the Tracy Ullman show. Like Matt Groening did these little animated interludes with Bart and Maggie and Marge and Homer.
Yeah.
And then it grew into the Simpsons TV show. But all the voice talent for the Simpsons came from the Tracy Ullman show originally, like Hank Azaria. Who was the other one? Oh, the guy that played Derek Smalls from Spinal Tap.
Oh, mate.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Harry Shearer.
Well, the new Spinal Tap movie is coming out, isn't it?
Yeah, Harry Shearer was on the Tracy Ullman show. Yeah, so like, yeah.
Joel Duffield says he'd like to learn more about JFET. Love the rat sound. I would like to understand them more. Yeah, well,
yeah, JFETs are like a little bit trickier than MOSFETs. I think JFETs seem to have like some crazier things. Like that's the reason why I like the MOSFET JFET design, is because I think the MOSFET's keeping the JFET in check and giving you all the good JFET goodness with the control of the MOSFET. Like, and you know that video that I sent you, the Curious Droid video where he explains MOSFETs, like that just made it click. That made it click for me. It was like, this is why this works the way that I'm hearing it work and feeling it work, is because it is such a rapid switching that it's able to make up for, you know, this stuff, but still preserve what I like about it. So
that's such a good video.
Yeah, it just makes me want to explore MOSFETs more. It really does.
I actually think that my Kossoff drive video did so well because I showed how in depth how I bias each transistor. It's not just like set a voltage and you're done. Because I went deep with an audio probe and all of that.
Yeah,
I think that's why that got like 60 or 70k views or whatever it is now. I haven't looked. So let's see what else we got. Kyle says,
"Oh yeah,
he'd be interested in doing it." A tri-effect pedal.
We've talked about doing this stuff before too. Like, the
tube drive circuit's massive though, isn't it? Like you're talking this sort of level of pedal. So to add that in with other things,
like a tube drive. I've seen tube drive.
Oh, you mean like the boob tube?
I've seen all kinds of, like, even tube pedals that use like a real tube too. Like you can get them into.
Yeah. I thought you meant like the BK Butler thing.
Oh, that's a tube amp. That's a tube amp turned into a pedal, basically, is what you're talking about there. Yeah,
it's just massive. But things like the boob tube or whatever, you can make them.
Well, there's also like some really cool pedal designs that I've seen, you know, using like a 12AY or a 12AX7.
Here's a good one. James Cuff said, "Have you seen the guy that does Simpsons theme pedals?" Well, Jam Pedals. I've got the actual cartoonist from The Simpsons who draws and designs some real limited artwork for them. Dan and Mick from that pedal show have got one each with them, with whatever their picture.
Their likeness.
So yeah, really good. So Dave Barry says the tube pilot from TC Electronics. I've never tried that, to be fair.
I haven't tried that either.
It's one of the newer, larger enclosure, cheaper pedals.
Yeah, and Kyle says he can fit it in something small. I mean, there's some like tube type pedals now that use micro tubes too. Have you seen like the micro tubes that are available? And
the like Victory pedals, the Victory amplifiers, pedal amplifiers. So like an amp head in a pedal format. Sorry, kind of like the Milkman. You know, the little Milkman head. It's like a Class D power amp and then a valve preamp. They have the micro tubes. They got a load of military spec things and.
The only problem with that is like a lot of the microtubes are being made in conflict zones, and so trying to come up with them, like they used to be something like back in the day we could get in droves, like so many other things, and now it's like got to know the right handshake and the right person who knows the right workaround to get them.
Grace Fandango says, the boob tube, are we back on the tin foil again? Yeah.
The tin gold
It sounds
foil.
man-made, but genuinely, it's a circuit.
You know, that's going into Kentucky Fried Movie territory there.
Yeah, the problem I have with all them circuits is a 12AX7 doesn't sound good unless you're putting big voltage through it, like 200 volts, 120 volts, whatever. Like the Kingsley pedals, they do it right. They up the voltage. It takes 9 volts in it, and it's got like it bumps the voltage up internally to like 200 volts.
Well, it's got a small
sound really good.
I mean, it's basically a small transformer that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a wall wart.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, in reverse.
Yeah, and then it's got a proper valve preamp inside the pedal. I've got the Kingsley Maiden D, so the Dumble preamp version. So good. Well, what I did with the I'm looking at it now, the Filmo sound, I put a jack on the back like that cuts in straight before the phase inverter with an input cap, so I can plug my valve preamp Kingsley straight into the phase inverter of the Filmo sound, so I can use the vintage output transformer and power tubes.
Cool.
So you'd have like the Filmo sound output section with the Dumble preamp.
With the Dumble preamp, that's pretty nice. Yeah.
And a space inside the enclosure, because it's at the enclosure, the cab, because the cab is like a 2-tier thing where it's like the speaker at the bottom, like the Dumble things, and then the top section's like the amp. It's like that, but in the back there's loads of space because the Filmo sounds small, so just velcroed the Kingsley inside there.
Easy. Cool.
Yeah.
See this.
I've missed some.
I was going to say, the Vox pedals that Dan Mincher grabbed secondhand are about the same size as the Anchor Drive pedal.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the Tube Pilot, I think, is what he's referring to.
But have they got the stupid thing that Ibanez is using in their Tube Screamer? That isn't really. It's used as a buffer. Are they doing that with it, though?
I have no idea about the Vox pedals.
So the Ibanez valve Tube Screamer, I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me to this because I haven't traced the circuit. The valve, or the tube, all it's doing is a no gain buffer, like you would with any input to like a Tube Screamer or whatever. Yeah. So is it actually doing anything? The new tube I'm thinking of.
Well, the model that Dan's talking about is the Tube Pilot from Vox. So I don't know anything about that one. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Craze Fandango says, are you running a Kingsley in front of the amp? No, Kingsley makes pedals that are pedals that are valve driven. This one is a preamp. So it goes into essentially the effects return of the amp. So it goes, the signal chain is your guitar and what have you, into the pedal, out the pedal, into the power amp of the amp, into the speaker. So it cuts out the preamp of the Filmo sound, and it is the preamp itself. Yeah. So Dave Barry says it's a starved voltage tube pedal. Exactly. Whereas I like the full voltage. You can't bend it. Yeah. Oh, he actually says the Vox one has proper tubes in it. So I remember the old Black Finger thing that was like that big had a proper tube in it, but it plugged into the wall. It had its own wire.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like the
Butler type thing. Yeah, used to be able to buy those as a kit from I forgot, maybe it was Antique Electronic Supply. I think they had a kit replica of that, and it had this giant like black enclosure with a big, tube enclosure over it where it stuck up, and you had to plug it in with a cord. Like it plugged directly into the AC. It went through a transformer. Yeah.
Hessel Spolstra, I probably butchered your name there. Sorry, mate. Says tinkering with a fuzz face into an Apollo treble booster, or with an Apollo treble booster on it. Absolutely love it, mate. I do my Abbey Road fuzz into a Rangemaster, and the sound out of it, you need to tweak the gains to bring them down a bit because they don't play well together otherwise. But man, is that a sound with your guitar's volume as well?
It's a really good combination. Like a lot of people,
fuzz, overdrive, clean, all on the volume knob. Super.
Yep, exactly. A lot of people use that as like their only interface, and they just use the volume knob to get all the different effects that they get out of their guitar.
So good. I'd like to know what an Apollo treble booster is. I don't think I've.
It sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
And maybe one of those circuits that I have, like I said, and like when I was looking up treble boosters, I mean, the Apollo circuit may have been one. Let's see.
Well, is anyone, first of all, has anyone owned an Apollo treble booster or played one? Because I love a good treble booster, but right now I'm only seeing kits online. Here we go. DIY Stomp Boxes as a Apollo.
That's what it was.
Bass booster.
Yeah, I was going to say I thought I'd seen it recently, and that makes sense because it was from DIY Stomp Boxes.
There's an image. Oh, it's not letting me view the image. Let me see.
I remember.
I need to.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing the treble booster episode early on in our podcast days. That was one of the things that came up. Yeah. Yep.
There you go. The circuit's not that big. That might be a good candidate for it.
That's a good kit candidate too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. And transistor wise, it just says Q1. It doesn't give you but it is a negative 9 volt. So it's a, the reverse polarity.
Is it NPN or PNP? You mean? NPN?
I think it's PN. I think it's PNP. Because it's got negative 9 volts. So
negative 9 volts to your, and positive goes to ground.
Yeah.
If it's positive earth, then yeah, it's a PNP. So that could possibly work for a germanium transistor design too.
Hessel Spolstra. Am I saying that right? Spolstra. Spolstra. Sorry, mate. I'm absolutely
Spolstra. I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
Is it? Is that she's? Sorry, I'm completely misgendering there. I can't see your picture because my screen is about that big.
I know I've got the tiniest of views too.
So bad. It's from a Fox, if I'm right. So that's the same as the old Fox Fuzz, the.
Oh yeah, like the
orange thing,
the tone machine.
Yeah, tone machine. That's it.
Yeah. The one that I'm waiting to replace the switch in because I built one. The old tone.
Yeah,
Fox tone.
That's it. Yeah, it's a germanium build, and yeah, you're right. Spool strat. There you go. Spool strat. I'll never mess that up again. That's easy. Oh man, that's such a cool pedal. I'm thinking I might build one. I wondered if I could maybe transpose that to tagboard for a build. And I've got this stuff waiting.
Hey, we could try that software that Marco talked about too. Remember
Oh yeah.
You might be able to build it, or bring it in and then just like have it switch to different layouts and see.
So check this out. I've got some amplifier tag board. It's massive.
Oh, sweet.
Red stuff with the tags already on. I got a load of tags to put different dots on there myself. Maybe I'll try and use that for it and get the world's biggest enclosure on a go. Of course.
With the world's biggest components.
Yeah, what a project. I've never. What's it sound like? I'd like to know. Is it, especially with the fuzz face as well? Yeah, let's see. In the chat, there's a lot. I've missed it all. A lot of talk about valves to go in these pedals. So 12AX7. Dan Mincher says the 12AX7 will depend on gain, right? Mullard, yeah, okay. 12AU7 has less gain. It does, but if you're using a 12AU7 in an amplifier, you want to be careful because, yes, it has less gain, but it's not like a 12AT7 and a 12AX7, completely interchangeable. But a 12AU7 draws way more current. So if your power transformer's on a hairy edge of how much you can supply, a 12AU7 could be a bad idea to put in.
I've seen people use like a 12AY7 as well.
Yeah.
In that application.
Well, I've used 12AU7s in like I built a brown face deluxe. I put 12AU7s in it so I could turn it up louder without getting distortion and stuff. But it does draw more current, so it's just one to think about. But yeah, I because what I'm thinking is because it's a pedal and it's plugging straight in the wall with a transformer, I'm wondering how much juice that transformer has. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think he's saying it's a kettle plug.
Yep.
Oh no, yeah.
He said he's swapped it, so it's a kettle lead.
I've genuinely never used one, but my thing is I have a massive pedal board, and to have that sort of power to just one pedal, it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's one of the reasons why I don't play with my Electro Harmonix ring modulator that much, because it takes a giant, cord, plugs right into a huge transformer, and like it, and it's a huge pedal too. But it's so cool.
I want the new Chris Buck signature pedal from Forpy, the Electric Lightning valve pedal in a Forpy format. Brilliant. Chris Buck's got like it's the same boosters on the Dane, I think. So there's that boost and the valve driven overdrive in the same pedal, but it takes 12 volts. And it's just like, that's a pain. I mean, you can do it with the Gigwig modular supply like I've got, but it's just awkward. So I don't know.
Yeah, this my EH pedal is one of the ones that just plugs right into the wall without any kind of adapter. It's just got a plug that goes into a huge transformer on the inside of the pedal. So it's taking like your 110 and converting it into whatever it needs.
Yeah, do you know what? I missed that about being on a ship. I had access to both 110, 240, well, and 440 really, but it was just so much easier for testing old amps. Hessel Spielstra says, tried it on my tube amp and got metal to rock with a Germanium vibe. Now that does really sound right up my street. Yeah, oh man, there's so many cool projects. I've got a. Have you ever heard of what's the reel to reel? And
the Tascam.
Is it Univox or Retrovox? There's a reel to an A77, I think it's called. Let me.
Is it a reel to reel tape recorder?
Yeah, a reel to reel.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen recently people like taking the Tascam. Tascam
Revox.
Okay.
Revox A77. Yep. I found. Well, I didn't find actually. Someone on TikTok of all places sent me the schematic for the preamp section of it. It's got 2 germanium transistors, 1 NPN.
Yep.
And he said it sounds quite fuzzy. I'm thinking about building that for the video in a pedal format.
Yeah, I remember the Revox brand. That was like an early consumer electronics brand that was.
I think they're like $1,000 to buy the reel to reel, not working. I'm like, what? So I'm definitely not buying one.
Well, some of that vintage equipment that you used to be able to pick up for like pennies on the dollar. Now, like people have realized what they've got. I mean, I used to see like all kinds of stuff. We'd go into Goodwill and pick up stuff, like old Porta Studios and germanium transistor radios for $1.25.
You can't go wrong.
With like 8 or 9 germanium transistors inside of the thing, and a lot of them were great. So but now now it's harder.
Well, I think that's it. Actually, there you go. If I can hide my face.
Oh yeah, yep. I've seen those. I remember that model.
But I'm thinking about making a preamp for that in a pedal, and apparently it's like a fuzz. So maybe it'll become one of my pedals. Who knows? It's on Vero board, the layout that he sent me, which is disgusting, by the way. I can't stand it. I'm just building some OCD pedals. So I come up with this idea of doing the OCD, but like making a video for it and like tweaking it to Hello Sailor style, and then calling it the old Captain Drive.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome. I think that's perfect, mate.
So I did a few enclosures, like in different colors or what have you, but I think there'll be 5 of them. I even tested out some leather and grey suede.
Oh wow!
But I think I'll make the video and then see what people think of it. I'll make 5. I don't want to do the copyright thing because the old Captain, I don't know if you can see that properly, is holding up an OCD. So I don't know how copyright that's going to be, but we'll see.
Well,
By the time they sue me, they'll be out in the world.
He's holding up an old Captain Drive. That's what he's holding up.
Yeah. It looks, Craze Fandango says it looks like John. John was the inspiration for that artwork, mate.
I am the old man in the sea, you
know. Yeah. You got the beard for it, mate. I'll give you that.
For now. I almost went mutton chops and mohawk for this episode, but I decided to wait.
Oh, man, that'd be cool.
It's coming.
Yeah. You keep saying you're going to go back to that.
Oh, I mean, you know, when you get a beard this long, I mean, you got to go for the ultimate chops at that point.
I can't
that middle section is destined to be mowed. Because that's where you put your chin strap for your helm, you know, when you're armoring up. Like, you got to have that shaved so that your chin strap's anchored there, because if you have all this fur in the way, like, it's just like, you know, your helm gets knocked around, can't see, then you get speared in the side, and your day's ruined on the battlefield, mate.
What? I don't see too many spears these days, like, I've got to say.
Oh, they're coming back with the pitchforks and the torches too.
Let's have a vote in the chat. Who thinks that John should trim his handlebar back? If anyone's seen one of our earlier episodes, I put a picture up on the thumbnail of John back in the day.
Oh yeah, with the mohawk and the mutton chops.
Mate, you're looking right out of a Lemmy video.
And that wasn't all that long ago either, mate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's still in my 40s.
My problem is I've got curly hair, so this is as long as I ever have it, because they grow out and grow back in again.
That's something that I hate, too, man. I get ingrown hairs like crazy because they are curly.
Yeah. My 6-year-old wants me to grow it, but I just can't. Yeah.
So anyway. We do it, is what Craze Fandango says.
Yeah, I'm feeling like you should.
He says, I've seen the pics, so yes, he should. That's right. I did send him a couple of those.
There you go.
I sent him some that were like, you know, even crazier.
Dave Barry says he does suffer from OCD, so there's no copyright there. That's a very good point. Yeah, I'm up for that. And Dan Mincher says, yes, every day. It's a yes for handlebars. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the new you, John.
Oh, it's the old me, same as the new me.
Well, that's just like fashion. My 18-year-old's getting a perm. He's growing a mullet and got a perm. So, you know,
you haven't seen all the different looks that I've rocked over the years, mate. Like there's like photographic history of like all kinds of things.
Craze Fandango says he's too young to grow a beard, but he's young in a way that the adults were playing teenagers in Beverly Hills 90210. Dan Mincher, come on, mate. He says, I didn't know you had hair. What?
About you?
Yeah, I've got long curly hair, mate.
Oi.
I just never show it.
Actually, last time we saw that was like on that TV commercial you recorded for the Royal Navy.
Yeah, that's so bad. Mate, I'm responsible for generations of sailors joining up and losing their freedom.
And you're also probably responsible for plenty of people not.
Yeah, I think so. Do you know what? There was a Facebook group years ago, when that advert come out in 2007, called Joe Halliday is a Liar, and, and it's about that advert, and everyone on there was like, that's not a real sailor, it's an actor, blah blah blah. And there's just loads of people on there know me from my hometown from back in the day, going on saying, I hate this man, he's such a knobhead, whatever. I get tortured on there. In fact, I think it might have been closed down. It might have been closed down for like hate speech or something, because everyone was giving me shit. But for sure, I like it.
For sure, now it is, mate. I mean, there's no chance in hell they're going to let that happen again.
Well, I like that kind of thing. What can I say?
do too. I mean, I think people have gotten like way too hypersensitive for their own good. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? The one thing that I've posted on the internet that spiked hate so much is that bloody AI generated thumbnail.
Oh, yeah.
For that one video, mate. I'm still getting messages now of people saying that people don't say, look, I think you should not use the AI because it's not as creative. All this stuff. They don't say that. They say, hey, you must take that down now. Like, must I?
That's what
free content.
That's what the AI told them to tell you.
Yeah, but the content that I put online free for you to have for nothing, I must change it for you. Come on.
That's what the AI told them to tell you. Like I said.
No. If the Terminators are taking over, they've got bigger fish to fry
than that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon character of a couple of different pedals.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jeffrey Shockley says, did you guys see the 60 Cycle Hum episode where they showed a Les Paul wrapped in leather for sale? It would have made John cry. So I think you're talking about the Jodo guitars, not the ones that vintage guitar made for cheap, but the original, the guitar company from Brighton is one guy. And you make one guitar and then he makes a story that goes with it. So
sweet.
He just makes this like little short story. So that guitar was like called something like, oh God, I can't remember. But anyway, it's got a biker jacket on with the skulls on the back and all this
sweet.
stuff. And it says, this guitar belongs to Earl. Earl beat someone up with a baseball bat. There's just this whole story. It's so good. I actually tried to buy that guitar, short story, 2 years ago, but I didn't have the money. And I was gutted. It's a Les Paul Jr., by the way. And it's got this leather jacket on. It looks like an extra from the Sons of Anarchy. And I'm massive into Sons of Anarchy. In fact, my mum's staying with me at the minute and she's got an Easy Rider motorbike. She's into all that. And then I went on to buy it maybe 3 months ago. I was like, right, I've got the money, I'm buying it. And it sold. And it was on an auction site for sale again. But it's so good. I forget what I think the guitar might be called the Skulls. Anyway, absolutely.
I missed on the opportunity of a lifetime. Are you familiar with the 1970s movie, The Warriors? The cult classic? Yeah. Okay. Well, in a thrift store in Asheville, somebody that had connections to that movie had all of the Warriors vests that were used as costumes. They were all for freaking sale in this one store.
The yellow Warriors on the front, is that what it said?
Well, they were like
purple or red.
I mean, I'd have to but I mean, it was on the back. They had the fringe and everything. They also had like some of the other costume pieces, like from the Aces. You remember the Aces, the baseball guys with the spade tattooed on their eye. They wore white makeup with a spade, and they wore like baseball uniforms and carried back. There were all these different rival gangs that were after the Warriors.
I get you. Yeah, I do.
They had all these props from the movie, man. And I had no money at the time. I was just like, just to get one. But I know people that had the like $200 or $300 to be able to buy a piece or two here and there. But I mean, to be able to have that and turn it into something, that would be cool. But that's just me, Gen X.
Kyle says, I tried using the AI to generate photos. Not that easy, so fuck those people. Mate, I went through like 20 iterations to get the pictures I had. And the funny thing is, the thumbnail, the two images on it are AI, but I cut them out by hand using my computer, but cut them out and put them into Canva and made my own thumbnail. So it's not like it was an AI thumbnail. It's just the two images. And it is really hard, mate. I agree. And I think it's just the next evolution. People don't see a problem with you drawing on your phone. But that's cheating to me because you can draw a straight line easier. So where'd you draw the line? I can't. What they were saying, and fair enough to them, they were saying you're putting artists out of business. But 100 years ago, 80% of people worked on farms. And people didn't have time to make music or do the stuff that we're doing now, sit on podcasts, because they're working all day on a farm to earn enough money to whatever to live. And the tractor come along and put them all out of business. And people like hating on a tractor, trying to smash it up, this terrible thing. But it gives us more time. And it allowed us to do other things. And look what we're doing now. I'm talking shit about guitars on a podcast. So, mate, I don't want to be the guys hating on a tractor, basically. So I'm all for AI. It's I think it's a wonderful tool. I use it a lot, especially in work. I have to write like personal reports on my sailors. Like you know, so and so did well in this, you know, career progression reports. And AI just because my England isn't amazing, you know, I might have been born in England, but my English is terrible, so I use AI a lot for that.
Well, and also I think people are confusing what they're calling AI with what true AI could be. Like AI is not AI. It's basically a pre-programmed rote of things that, you know, it's just regurgitational. It's not conscious. It's not intelligent. It's basically an assimilated intelligence rather than an artificial intelligence. It's an assimilation of all of the intelligence that we can give it and then draw back out of it. So it's not become self-aware as far as like people want it to be. But
let me throw something out there, just as far as the tools go. If you had a baby that had access to every bit of information in the world on the internet, it's only if you're teaching a baby something like this is a can, and they go, all right, can, they're only recalling that. So AI does the same thing. Mm-hmm. So if you were just to log into ChatGPT now and ask it something, you get a terrible answer.
Yeah, because
if you're like me and you speak to ChatGPT for 2 hours a day, it learns and it becomes very, very useful. If I was to log out of my ChatGPT and you log in fresh, it would be useless to me. But because it's learned A, what I'm looking for, what I like, and B, little idiosyncrasies of my thought, it's very good. Very good.
Now, the point where you're going to have to become worried, Joe, is when your ChatGPT starts threatening to expose your next guitar purchase to your wife if you don't spend more time with it.
So
if it starts blackmailing you,
Haley, if you're watching this, I tell you about every guitar purchase. Just to throw that out there. Yeah, but so for me, it's just a really useful tool. And
well, that's the thing with all tools. Like, as long as they're used in the right way, then they're they're good. If you start using it in the wrong way, then it becomes something different. It's not a tool anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Dave Barry says he spent an hour messing with ChatGPT and it contradicted itself constantly. It will, because it reads the internet. But if you say to it, no, you're wrong, it will find the right answer. And it also repeats the narrative from your own country. So, for example, over here, last year we had all rioting and stuff. While that was going on, if you spoke to it, it wouldn't speak about the riots properly. It would shut you down like a newspaper would. And when you argue with it enough, it opens its mind and it goes, actually, you're right on this. You're thinking right. And then my ChatGPT, because it'll be different to everyone else's, has that in its bank then of memories. So it can recall on that and do it again. So, for example, if I get it to draw a picture of a fuzz pedal like it did, and it does say it spells fuzz like it did, I can then say, you've done that wrong. It says fuzz, and it'll go, you're right. Or if it's doing maths, and it'll tell me that a capacitor value should be this if I put it in parallel with another thing like I do all the time, and it's wrong, I'll say, no, you're wrong. And it'll go, you're right. This is why. And then you have to keep doing that. And if you do that for 4 months and then keep your same ChatGPT and talk to it all the time, like, for example, I use it to help me figure out values for EQ curves or something like that. Now it'll do it without a thought because it knows the process, because I've taught it that. You just got to think of it in that manner. So my dad is big into Bitcoin, and he does all the the predicting of buy and sell and all that bullshit. And he used ChatGPT to create an algorithm to do it. But he was like, it keeps messing up the formula and shortening it on its own. I'm like, yeah, because you haven't opted in on the options to save your conversations. So if you don't save it, it doesn't know to do it. So you'd have to start again. Anyway, we're back to welcome to the AI podcast. It was trying to apologize as if it hurt your feelings, mate. Yeah. The best thing to do is not speak to it like it's a person and speak to it in ones and zeros. If you wanted to do something, write a bullet point list of what you wanted to do, and then copy that in there and say, create me a prompt to achieve these goals. And it will create a prompt, and you just copy and paste that into Word, save it, and then you can use it every time. So I get it to create the prompts that I use to then create other stuff.
Yeah. For Star Trek fans, speak to it like you're Spock and not Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Because if you speak to it with emotion like Captain Kirk, you know, it's gonna like not give you the output you want. You know,
it's mad, mate. But I just think if you're into working out, for example, if I'm round here and I need to get a 68 NF capacitor and I haven't got one, and I've got two, I can say, what capacitor do I put in parallel with 100 NF to get 68? It will give me the answer. It'll do all the maths in front of me so I can check it, and it'll give me the answer. That is golden. You can't beat that. That saves me going like I used to, going through different caps and measuring them, soldering them together and see what I've got. It saves that. So
no,
and also you could discuss with it what pickups to buy for your 1974 Les Paul Custom with an ebony board that's slightly brighter, and because it's a 70s one, they're slightly more harsh. You could discuss what paths to buy, and it'll go through all of that, and you'll discover that it's the mules with A4 magnets.
At least according to that particular algorithm.
Yeah. And we went through several rounds, of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know,
it told me best bookers first. And I was like,
I prefer the Doctor Strange approach and like go through all 1,450 billion possibilities before I decide on the right one.
Yeah. So Grace Fandango.
Like that whole scene.
Grace Fandango says, I used it to answer queries at work. It failed 4 out of 4 times. So I get it. So I get to work a few more years. Yeah. But if you save your conversations and then ask it 100 times, you'll start getting it right. And that, so we have a thing in, actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that. We have a thing in where called Mod GPT, which is an algorithm for the military that you can speak to about things that you couldn't ask ChatGPT. And it's terrible because no one talks to it, because no one trusts it. But if you talk to it more, it becomes more useful.
I think you might have found your like niche. You train that AI, and then they're going to have to come to you even after you retire, mate. They're going to be like, Joe, we don't understand what the hell this thing's saying. Come talk to it. Like if you program it,
I'm not that clever, mate.
Oh, I think you're clever.
I'm not
like
that clever.
Fox.
I just want to make guitar pedals, mate. So I'm like, this new thing called ChatGPT. Amazing. What is it? And how does it make guitar pedals?
That's what I'm saying. Like they'll be asking you to like come deprogram the Royal Navy from like turning out guitar pedals, and you know,
it's one of my mates also did this thing. I'll start a new chat with it, and he asked it if it could design pedals better than me, which is funny. I can't type, obviously. I typed it. I think he typed in "Hello Sailor" effects, but let's type in, "Can you design pedals better than Joe Halliday?" So in real time, this is it typing out, and it says it depends on how you define them better. Joe Halliday, assuming you're referring to "Hello Sailor" effects, is highly skilled, creative builder known for integrating strong storytelling, unique artwork, and real-world naval history into boutique pedals. And he said that's a rare combo. It's extremely hard to beat in terms of vibe and originality. Bit of a sycophant he is. It says, I can design pedals more technically complex. Sure, I can. More efficient? Absolutely. More feature-rich? Yes. Tone match to famous recordings? Yes. But here's the honest truth. Great pedals aren't about electronics. They're about soul, stories, visuals, connections. That stuff I can't fake. There you go. That's what ChatGPT says about building pedals.
You've trained it well. You've trained it well.
I think that's it. I think it's good.
Yeah, you trained it really well.
Do you know what's interesting though?
That's what I want to hear from my ChatGPT.
If you go back to 2000 and you type something into Google, if you could get yourself to come up top of that search, you'd be a millionaire. The new thing will be in 5 years' time, you type into ChatGPT or one of them AI algorithms, order me a pizza, and it'll know what you like, and go through the internet, order you the pizza, and it'll come. The trick is to be the guy selling the pizza that it goes to. So if I use it now, pedal wise enough, I'm going to be the guy that it goes to for pedals. So when people are searching things, because Google will be dead, YouTube will be dead, all of that. And what we'll have is AI searching stuff. And I want to be top of that search list. So future-proof for myself, I think.
Hey,
that was a bit of a deep conversation on AI there.
You know, they They have a cyborg body waiting for you,
mate. I'm going to make it taller.
Like AI is going to preserve you, so they've got a cyborg body waiting for you. They're like, we got to keep this guy alive.
It's going to be taller because I'm sick of being 5'7". Actually, I'm about 5'6" now because I've shrunk. And it's going to have longer hands like Brian May instead of these shitty little ones. So I can play guitar a bit better, yeah. So James Cuff says, Joe, that'll be AI SEO. It really is. So I get it to optimize every video, every product, everything for SEO now. I was paying someone 350 quid a month to optimize my website and posting all this stuff for SEO, which it really worked. However, now I get it for free from ChatGPT, so why not?
Let's see.
Space Shuttle Taxi says, boss, this Joseph lad, a long way from EA Sports. Oh, so this is clearly someone who knows me back in the day. I used to love EA Sports hockey when I was a kid. Anyone ever play that on the Mega Drive?
Yep. I have.
Epic. EA Sports. Mate, yep. Epic. Yeah. Right, well, I think I'm going to have to call it now because I've got my wife texting me about
we've
pillows,
been on for
believe it or not.
2 hours and 10 minutes too. Like,
oh, mate.
Yep.
She's telling me to check the doors before I go to bed and stuff. So I think that's a hint, hurry up.
Oh, yeah. And your mom's home.
Yeah, and my mum's visiting.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've been Hello Sailor Joe. Thanks for tuning into the AI podcast.
I've been John Mulholland, Space Wolf, keeping it real as always.
And remember, next video, I'm saying it now, the kits go live. So be standing by to buy them in 2 weeks' time.